Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE Royal Rumble 2013. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this review based on how I think it was seen on television versus the fact that I was inside the live crowd. So I'm going to try to give the review as you know you would have seen it on TV. First of all, the promos of the night. I like the little Royal Rumble promos there. It was almost a little bit old school the way they did the promos before the Royal Rumble match. I thought those were extremely well done with Cena, Orton, the primetime players, Ryback, all of them. I thought that was a really good thing that they did there. A nice little old school feel to it to me. Also, the promo with Kane and Daniel Bryan in the back about their Royal Rumble numbers was extremely hilarious. It was just extremely hilarious. It came off really well in my mind. Also, the promo with Dolph Ziggler beforehand came off really well as well. Matches wise, it was interesting the fact that they decided to start the night off with Alberto Del Rio versus The Big Show. The match itself was extremely good. It was a fun match to watch. A nice little fun last man standing match. Basically very enjoyable there. I like the aspect that once again they made Alberto Del Rio be more resourceful to win the last man standing match, because it makes it feel, even though completely scripted, makes it feel more realistic that he could do it that way versus actually just knocking out the Big Show. So that, I like the little more resourceful way of having him win by duct taping his legs to the ropes. That was a nice little touch, at least in my own personal opinion. The tag team title match, I thought was a fairly good match. It was probably a little bit more slower paced than any of the other matches on the actual show. I thought, but like I said, it was still a pretty good match. The only thing that I was really weirded out about was I thought this would be a good place for them if they really wanted to put the tag team titles on Team Rhodes Scholars. This would be the place to do it, and they decided not to. So actually seeing Kane and Daniel Bryan end out winning the keeping the tag team titles was somewhat of a different way where I thought they were going to go with it. I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing, but that might be the reason why I only think that the match was at least in a pretty good sense versus actually a good match or something in that sense. The Royal Rumble match in general, honestly, it's the Royal Rumble match. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. Good surprises in there. It was really good seeing the Chris Jericho right at the beginning, going off against Dolph Ziggler, considering the history that they had initially. So honestly, that was really good. Also seeing Goldust coming in there. I liked how they had the little standoff with him and Cody right in the ring. The Godfather being in there as well. Obviously, he didn't stay in there all that long. Of course, the little comedy bits that they did in there. The Kofi Kingston spot was actually really, I thought it was really good and really, and just a really fun spot to watch. A little bit different than what they typically do for like athletic spots. Also, the Kane and Daniel Bryan moment where after Kane gets rid of Khali, then Daniel Bryan gets rid of Kane, and as Daniel Bryan's getting tossed out, he lands in like Kane's arms, and like that little moment there was actually just very hilarious to watch. Some good comedy, some good comedy bits in there to go along with the normal in-ring action of the Royal Rumble, which is typically a fun match. I'm okay with the fact that Cena came out winning the match, regardless of what you think about them, or think about him as one of the superstars there. He's been putting people over in the bigger matches all for the last year. You don't really need to throw the guy a bone, but in this case, it's okay that they really threw him the bone there and gave him the Royal Rumble match, just because it seemed like he spent a good year building up and putting over people in the bigger matches the entire year. So they're obviously going to allow him to main event WrestleMania again, and going after one of the titles. So I'm actually okay with the Cena outcome. The last bit I'm going to go about the Rock match against CM Punk. Honestly, I thought it was a fun match through and through. I actually liked the little spot really close to the end, or which was the initial end of the match with CM Punk pinning The Rock, having the lights go out, having Rock get beat down, and then brought back into the ring and got pinned. I thought that was a good way. And if they would have ended it on that note, it would have been a good way going into Elimination Chamber. Obviously, they brought out Vince, saying we know it was the Shield, blah blah blah, all that blah blah. And I like the fact that they didn't go the route of stripping. They had Rock actually get the win, get the pin before winning the actual WWE title. All in all, I mean, it was pretty. It's pretty obvious that they're looking for Cena Rock again. They feel like there's good money inside that, and honestly, there probably is for the WrestleMania this year. So honestly, I'm not. I wish they probably would have waited a month before giving The Rock the title at the wait till Elimination Chamber and then give him the title. Give Punk the rub on this night and then have Rock go over on another night. But they obviously wanted to just get it done and over with right away, which isn't bad. The match itself I felt was relatively good, just because you had the good feel in the crowd there, a good vibe from the crowd there, and just in general, I thought they did, outside the one botched spot with the table, which they redeemed with a spot outside later. It was relatively extremely good. So, and you can't, and I've never. And I come to expect really good matches from the CM Punk area, regardless with who he's working with. And obviously, Rock's always put on good matches in the past. So this came off really good. Overall, I felt the show was an extremely good one, a good start to the road to WrestleMania. Not too many matches on the show, but you got a few storylines going in there. You'll probably see. I like the aspect that they're going to give the NXT guy, maybe a small mini feud with Wade Barrett here in the near future. With having him eliminate Wade Barrett in the Royal Rumble match. That should be fun to see if they decide to go that route. Obviously, building up to probably Rock and Cena and whatever other main events that they're going to be having on the actual pay-per-view as well. So, all in all, I felt the Royal Rumble was a very good show. Borderline the great area. Borderline has a great show in general. And yeah, that's my review for WWE's Royal Rumble 2013. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.